Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a secret, one that changes everything. You do not become a queen by making men treat you like one. You become a queen and then they have no choice. You see, many believe that to be treated like royalty, they must demand it, chase it, or even manipulate their way into it. But real queens do not chase, they do not convince, they do not plead. They simply are, and the world bends around them. Think about it. Have you ever seen the ocean beg to be admired? Have you ever seen the sun negotiate to be noticed? And yet people are drawn to them, mesmerized, awestruck, because their power is undeniable. Now, imagine walking into a room with that same effortless presence. Not loud, not forceful, but undeniable. How do you do that? That's exactly what we're about to uncover. Because once you understand this, you'll never again wonder why some women are treated like royalty while others struggle for crumbs. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to step into your own sovereignty, where respect, admiration, and devotion come not because you asked for them, but because you became someone who simply cannot be treated any other way. The nature of power and attraction is a paradox. Those who seek power rarely find it, while those who embody it effortlessly draw others in. A queen does not beg for attention, nor does she demand respect. She simply exists in a state of undeniable presence. This is the essence of true attraction, the kind that cannot be forced, fabricated, or faked. It is not about manipulating others into seeing your worth. It is about becoming someone whose worth is so evident that recognition is automatic. Imagine a woman walking into a room, not loud, not seeking approval, yet the energy shifts. People notice. Men feel compelled to approach. It is not because she has the perfect dress, the right words, or rehearsed charm. It is because she has mastered the one thing that all truly magnetic people share: self-possession. She is at home within herself, unshaken by external validation or the lack of it. She moves with certainty, not arrogance, but a quiet knowing that she is enough as she is. When a woman reaches this level of being, men respond instinctively. It is not about looks alone, nor is it about status. It is about a frequency, an energy that cannot be ignored. In the same way that a powerful leader does not need to prove their authority, a woman who understands her own worth does not need to fight for respect. It is given almost involuntarily by those around her. Many women have been conditioned to believe that they must earn love, that they must prove they are worthy of being cherished. But the truth is, effort that comes from a place of seeking validation is never attractive. It is desperate, and desperation repels rather than attracts. A queen does not convince others of her value, she knows it. And because she knows it, others feel it too. This is why certain women are treated like royalty while others struggle to be noticed. The difference is not in what they do, but in who they are being. One radiates certainty, the other radiates need. One embodies abundance, the other seeks it externally. And the irony is, the moment you stop chasing, the moment you become the source of your own validation, is the moment everything you once pursued starts chasing you. The illusion of chasing validation is one of the greatest traps a person can fall into, especially when it comes to relationships and self-worth. From an early age, we are conditioned to seek approval, to be liked, to be chosen, to be deemed worthy in the eyes of others. We are taught that validation from the outside world confirms our value, and so we mold ourselves to fit expectations, hoping to be noticed, hoping to be loved. But the paradox is this: the more you seek validation, the less valuable you appear. It is like chasing a butterfly. The harder you run after it, the more it eludes you. The moment you stand still, centered in your own presence, it comes to rest on your shoulder. This is the nature of attraction, of respect, of being treated like a queen. It does not come from trying to prove yourself, but from knowing without a doubt that you are already enough. Consider the energy of someone who constantly seeks reassurance, who needs to hear that they are loved, who anxiously wonders if they are enough, who bends themselves to please others in hopes of being chosen. This energy is not magnetic, it is desperate. And desperation repels. It signals to the world that you believe you are lacking, that your worth is uncertain, that you are something to be evaluated rather than something to be revered. A queen never seeks permission to be valued. She knows her worth. And because she knows it, others do too. This is the secret. Most people never understand. Validation is not given to those who chase it. It is given to those who do not need it. When you stop seeking validation, an incredible shift happens. You begin to carry yourself differently, move differently, speak differently. You stop over-explaining yourself, stop trying to prove your worth through effort, stop accepting less than what you deserve. Instead, you become someone so assured, so deeply rooted in herself, that the world has no choice but to reflect that back to you. The moment you release the need to be chosen is the moment you become the one people want to choose. The moment you stop begging for attention is the moment people start paying attention. The moment you no longer seek validation is the moment you receive it, not because you asked for it, but because you have become someone who does not require it. The energy you project shapes your reality in ways most people never realize. Every thought you think, every emotion you hold, and every belief you carry about yourself is constantly broadcasting a signal to the world. People don't just respond to your words or actions, they respond to the unspoken energy behind them. If you carry self-doubt, if you believe you are not worthy of love, if you secretly fear rejection, that energy will manifest in how people treat you. They will sense it, even if they don't consciously recognize it. On the other hand, when you move through the world with an inner certainty, when you trust in your own worth without needing external proof, the world adjusts itself to reflect that confidence back to you. Have you ever noticed how some people command attention without even trying? It's not because they are the loudest or the most physically attractive. It's because they radiate something intangible in energy that makes them undeniable. It is not arrogance, but a quiet knowing. It is the feeling of being completely at home within oneself, of not seeking approval, of not needing to chase love or attention. This is the essence of what makes someone magnetic. When you carry yourself as if you are valuable, as if you deserve respect, as if you are whole and complete within yourself, people respond accordingly. They may not even understand why they feel drawn to you, but they will feel it nonetheless. But the opposite is also true. If you believe that love is something you must earn, that respect is something you must fight for, that you must constantly prove yourself to be worthy of admiration, then that energy will be mirrored back to you. You will attract people who take you for granted, who make you work for their affection, who do not recognize your worth because deep down you have not fully recognized it yourself. Your external reality is simply an echo of your internal state. Change the way you see yourself, and the way others see you will naturally change as well. The key is not to force respect, love, or admiration, but to become someone who naturally receives them, not because you demanded them, but because the energy you carry makes it impossible for the world to treat you any other way. The paradox of effortless influence is that the less you try to control how others see you, the more control you actually have. Most people operate under the false belief that influence is about persuasion, about saying the right things, doing the right things, or playing a role that others will admire. But real influence, the kind that makes people respect, desire, and even revere you, comes not from effort, but from an unshakable presence. It is the difference between pushing and pulling, between striving and simply being. The moment you stop grasping for control is the moment you become truly powerful. Consider the way water flows. It does not force its way through obstacles. It moves effortlessly, shaping its path naturally, yet over time it carves through mountains. This is the power of effortless influence. A queen does not chase approval. She does not manipulate, argue, or fight to be seen a certain way. Instead, she embodies a state of being that commands respect without demanding it. People are drawn to her not because she is trying to make them see her worth, but because her worth is undeniable. She does not force admiration, she simply is admirable. When you try too hard to be liked, respected, or desired, you unknowingly push those things away. People can sense the energy of desperation, of over-effort, and it has the opposite effect of what you intend. When you constantly seek validation, it signals to the world that you do not believe you are enough as you are. But when you step back, when you let go of the need to control how others see you, something extraordinary happens. You become the person who is observed rather than the one who is chasing attention. You become the one who people adjust themselves around rather than the one who is constantly adjusting. This is why the most influential people are often the ones who are least concerned with being influential. They are not performing. They are not seeking approval. They have detached from the outcome, and in doing so, they have gained the greatest power of all, the ability to be fully themselves without needing anything in return. The paradox is that when you no longer strive to make people see you in a certain light, they see you in a light far greater than you could have ever forced upon them. The art of boundaries and self-worth is one of the most powerful forces in shaping how people treat you. A person without boundaries is like a house without walls open to anyone, exposed to everything with no protection from harm. If you do not set clear limits on how you will and will not be treated, the world will treat you however it pleases. But when you understand your worth, when you deeply believe that you are valuable and deserving of respect, you naturally begin to create boundaries that reflect that belief. And the moment you become willing to walk away from disrespect is the moment you will never be disrespected again. Most people tolerate far more than they should because they fear loss. They stay in situations where they are not valued, in relationships where they are taken for granted, in conversations where they are disregarded, or because they believe that setting a boundary will push people away. And in a way, they are right. Boundaries do push people away, but only the people who were never meant to be close to you in the first place. The ones who truly value you will not be driven away by your standards, they will rise to meet them. A queen does not lower herself to earn the love of her subjects. She does not beg to be seen, nor does she tolerate disrespect in the hope that it will turn into admiration. She stands firm in her worth, and those who cannot honor that worth are simply not allowed in her space. This is not arrogance, this is self-respect. When you establish boundaries, you are not being difficult, demanding, or unkind. You are simply communicating to the world that you know your value and that you will not accept anything less. And this is the energy that makes people treat you differently. When you finally decide that you will no longer tolerate what does not serve you, something remarkable happens. You stop attracting people who take advantage of you. You stop finding yourself in situations where you feel unseen. Instead, you begin to attract those who respect you, who cherish you, who see your value without you having to prove it. Because the truth is, you teach people how to treat you. And when you make it clear that you will only accept respect, admiration, and love, that is exactly what you will receive. The ultimate secret to being treated like a queen is not in what you do, but in who you are. Many people believe they need to act a certain way, follow certain rules, or say the right things to earn admiration and respect. But the truth is, the most powerful and magnetic people are not the ones trying to be anything. They are the ones who are unshackably themselves. They do not shrink themselves to fit expectations, nor do they inflate themselves to impress others. They exist in a space of deep self-acceptance, and it is this energy that draws people to them effortlessly. Think of the people you admire the most. They are not desperate for approval. They do not need permission to be who they are. They do not hesitate to speak their truth, or to stand alone when necessary. Their power lies in their wholeness, in the fact that they are completely themselves, without apology, without performance. And this is what makes them impossible to ignore. When you are fully yourself, without fear, without hesitation, you become rare. And what is rare is valuable. Most people, however, do not allow themselves this freedom. They shape-shift to please others, suppress their true nature out of fear of rejection, and seek external validation to confirm their worth. But this constant adaptation erodes their power. It sends a message that they are not enough as they are, that they must prove themselves worthy. And the moment you believe you must prove your worth, you have already lost it. A queen does not try to be respected, she simply is. A queen does not convince people to treat her well, she walks away from those who don't. When you step into this level of self-assurance, you stop needing attention, and ironically, you become the center of it. You stop seeking love, and yet love finds you effortlessly. You stop worrying about whether you are enough, and suddenly you are seen as more than enough. Because in the end, people follow those who lead themselves. The moment you stop chasing approval and start standing firm in your authenticity is the moment you step into your own royalty. And when you do, the world has no choice but to treat you accordingly. The truth is, being treated like a queen has nothing to do with demanding respect, manipulating others, or following some set of rules to appear valuable. It is not about playing a role, it is about becoming. When you stop seeking validation, when you shift your energy, when you release the need to control how others see you, when you set boundaries that honor your worth, and when you stand unfull of them, jetty in your true self, the world cannot help but respond in kind. A queen does not chase, she does not convince. She does not beg for love, attention, or respect. She simply is, and because she exists in her full power, others adjust themselves around her. The moment you embrace this, the moment you decide that you are enough as you are, you will notice an undeniable shift. The way people treat you will change, not because you force them to, but because you have become someone who simply cannot be treated any other way. This is not a game. This is not a trick. This is the reality of self-worth and effortless influence. And once you step into this truth, once you stop asking to be treated like a queen and start being one, you will find that the world has been waiting all along to give you the respect, love, and admiration that only a woman who truly knows her worth can receive.